Okay, so we are doing a fitness influencer tier list. I'm gonna try to make this video, not too long, and I'm going to be ranking fitness influencers' physique. Now, disclaimer: this is my opinion, and obviously, some of these people are taking extra curriculums to achieve that physique, to get to a point to influence others. To be in the position that they are currently in. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to be definitely leveraging people who I think are actually natural. And I'm not just going to be ranking their physique. I'm also going to be ranking them by their personality and how much I like watching their content. But it's basically just like a fitness influencer tier list. But the number one factor is obviously going to be their physique. I'll also be rating them kind of on their personality and like how much I like watching their content, like I said. So let's go ahead and get through this. The categories we have here is number one, top dream physique, elite, impressive, nice, and mid. Obviously, because all these physiques I've picked are pretty impressive. Whether they're natural or not, you have to stay disciplined and put in a lot of work to even get to this point in your life. So let's go ahead and start. So the first one we have here is Michael, and I don't know how to say his last name. He's with Breed Divinity. His physique is insane. Like it's actually nuts. Problem is though, I think he's blasting like tons of gear, and he only posts like physique. That's it. Like I don't think he has a YouTube, and we'll just say elite. We'll just have to say elite because he's not really much of a fitness influencer. I think he just promotes a code. He's with Breed Divinity, and he's blasting like tons of stuff. But I mean, the physique's impressive. It influences me to lift, like try to get veiny and get lean, I guess. But if you're naturally or even if you're taking like light doses, you're not gonna look anything like this. So I wish there was some like transparency, or like he would talk behind a camera, because all I see from him is just TikTok clips of his physique, which is insane, but Okay, next here we have, who is this? Is this Casey Kelly? All right, I think this is Casey Kelly. So, I think Casey Kelly is natural. I mean, I wouldn't say it's obvious because his physique is insane. He's got to go up there with elite. I wouldn't say dream physique. That's not really physique that I would want, because he's kind of taller and he's kind of skinnier. But, he makes great content. I love watching him. It definitely fits my niche as a natural. And his physique is insane. Like, he's competed. He's gone through the process. He's got his life together, and his physique is nuts. His insertions, his proportions, they're super nice developed. So yeah, definitely elite. Now he's not on the same level as Michael here. Michael's enhanced, and Casey Kelly is likely natural. But physique wise and how they compare to what I think they're taking, or if they're taking anything, I think they're similar on the same level. Okay, next we have, I think his name's Sam. He goes by, Jizzy, Shizzy's brother. He definitely recently hopped on within the last year. I mean, his physique is blown up. He looks just like his brother. His arms are humongous. His chest is nicely developed. His back is okay. I'll just say impressive, because his arms are so big. His arms are like way too big. Like proportional wise, I don't know how I would want that physique. I mean, his muscle bellies are super developed. I mean, plus he doesn't abuse lighting or nothing like that. So honestly, on a physique level, he's probably up there with them. Honestly. Plus he makes decent content. A little too mental health emotional for me, but it's good. It's good stuff. Max Taylor. Impressive. I think Max Taylor's natty. He makes really good content. The physique is there. He just doesn't like full power it. Like, he's actually got character. He's got personality. So, that definitely gives him some points. But, his physique is really good, but it's nowhere near like the level of these guys. The mass is definitely there. and he looks good when he's cut. I kind of miss the aesthetic Max Taylor though, like 2021, 2022. Now he's like full hardcore bodybuilder. So like he definitely looks more filled out, but like a physique that I would want, like kind of, you know, I really do like the aesthetic appeal. So that's why Casey Kelly is like really high for me. Max Taylor though is, you know, he's impressive. Like he is where he is for a reason. Like I would say he beats out most people on this impressive. Like he's close to elite for sure. He's also not that strong, but he doesn't train for strength. You know, he trains for bodybuilding. So, yeah, I remember the first time I saw Max Taylor though, when he was like in his aesthetic era. He should definitely, yeah. All right, Shizzy. Not gonna lie. Ever since his brother hopped on, his brother might have a better. I don't know. I really don't know. These two are interchangeable. They're like the same for me. Shizzy's content though is better. I like the character behind him. He has more character, so I'll put him higher than his brother. I like watching Shizzy. He has a heart for the industry. Okay, Jeff Cavalier, nice. He stays shredded year round. That's cool, but like the stuff that he promotes, the stuff he influences. Yeah, I admit I watched him when I was like 12 years old, but I mean he's just nice. Like he's not mid because he's shredded to the bone, but I don't know. For me, he's kind of missing the mark, trying to build a niche to get money. Not really my appeal whatsoever. Chris Heria, first fitness influencer I ever watched. Fun fact. Nice. Above Jeff Cavalier for sure. The calisthenics thing is really cool. I would never do it. It's not my niche. It's not what I like, but I do like how he promotes that. And but his physique has stayed the same since like 2015. So yeah, as you can see, calisthenics is cool, but I wouldn't say it's where the gold is if you're trying to get massive. Grego Galler, the physique is cool. The shoulders are broad, but I guarantee he's like maybe taking something on the side. I mean, to be benching like what 315 incline for like 2 as a natural, like while you're sub 10% body fat year round. Yeah, buddy, I think you're lying to the industry. I think you're taking something. So I put him in nice. Okay, me. I'm rating myself. Now, against all these people, I would go down in mid. But, you know, for me, my standards and what I hold myself to, impressive. Impressive. Not up with Max Taylor, but, you know, I'm weighing in at like 100, like decently lean. I'm weighing in at like 192. So I have a lot of mass on some of these people. Comparing, you know, to the other naturals, I have a good amount of mass. I've yet to get like shredded down to the bone though, because I haven't competed. I don't really want to compete, so I would have to put myself in impressive. Especially I do have pretty good insertions, which is nice. And I'm natural, so that obviously gives me points. That's one thing I could say. Out of all these people on here, I am guaranteed natural. I can't speak for any of these other people, but for myself. Okay, Chris Trin, impressive, above me for sure, and you know, he's open about his steroid usage. The physique is nice. They're having fun. You know, the Trin twins are having fun. They do have well-rounded physiques. They're short, very developed muscle bellies. Chris Trin is impressive. Now, Mike, elite. I don't know what happened, but Mike responds way better to gear than Chris. Chris looks good. Mike just looks better. I mean, he always kind of has, in my opinion. So, he's also a little bit stronger on certain lifts. So, that's why I put him above. James English, well-rounded. Nothing that blows me away. Honestly, he had pretty bad insertions. He's definitely on gear. He's been on gear. He's told everybody. But he used to definitely run SARMs back in the day, like 2017, 2018, 2016. He was definitely taking SARMs. His shoulders went from like this when he was natural to like way out here. So he was definitely taking stuff and lying. But maybe not lying. He never said anything, but it's impressive. It's impressive. Okay, next we have, who is this? Anthony Mantello. Bro knows ball. I put him in elite. Bro knows ball. He's open about everything. Back then he wasn't, but he is now. He doesn't care really what people think. He's really aged well on me. I used to not like him when I was coming up, watching fitness influencers when I was growing up, but he knows ball. He's an elite. He's honest with his community. And his physique is elite, for sure. Gabe, I don't know how to say his last name. His muscle bellies are so developed, and I think he's probably the closest to natural on this entire list. Like if I had to choose, like if I had to flip a coin, I'd say he is the one that's like the hardest to figure out. I'd say impressive above me. Do I think he's natty? Probably. His physique is pretty cracked, and he's strong. He's got a great deadlift. But do I think he's 100% natural? Some things are lacking. The delts are super wide, which that's a, steroid, SARMs, gear, steroids, TRT, something, but impressive. Matt does fitness. Nice. The content is cool. Him as a fitness influencer, he's better than these guys. So, top of nice. Jesse James West. The physique, I think, in my opinion, is overrated. His biceps are really good. Shoulders are fine. Chest is okay. That's about it. So I'll put him nice at the top. David Lade. Everybody loves his physique. Not my cup of tea, to be honest. Impressive. Even prime David Lade. Impressive. I was never blown away by David Lade's physique. He's too tall for me. He's too skeleton. People would die to have this for a day. I really don't see it. I'm not going to put him above me, though, to be honest. All right, so Jeff Nippard. Impressive, above me. It's hard to really rank these because I think Max Taylor has a better physique than Jeff Nippard. Will Tennyson, you can definitely tell he's natty because he's kind of small, but the physique, he competed. I'd put him above Jesse James West all day, every day. Sam Sulek, his insertions are okay. His discipline is amazing. I mean, he's a great content creator. Probably my favorite on this list, to be honest. Impressive. The physique is primarily what I'm going off of. Their personality, their content, how much I like them as a person, their steroid status, like if they're leveraging gear or not. That's all going to play into this list here. Personality, I think is solid. How much I like his content, super solid. Probably my favorite on this whole list. But his insertions, how developed he is for the gear that he's taking, and his progress, I would just have to say impressive. It's still impressive. Tommy Spalding, yeah, I think he's natty. And the fact that he's natty and he looks the way he does, and his content and stuff, his personality, it's better than these guys down here for sure. He's more of a TikToker, but I do think he's actually natural. I put him above Max Taylor. His back is very small. It's developed, but it's small. He doesn't have super wide shoulders. You can I would say he's probably natural. He's more of a TikToker, but how much I admire his physique, yeah, very much so admired. Jaden Ortiz, he's definitely taking something. He's with Breed Divinity. His delts are kind of carrying. His delts in his back kind of carry his physique. His chest is fine. Yeah. Still good. I mean, it's aesthetic, but not too much personality also in his content. It's just fine. Houston, I don't really care much for his physique. It's not that impressive. He's obviously not natural. His chest is really well developed. Okay, I'm not gonna put him above me. Actually, no, he'll go below me because he's definitely taking something. He's lying. I haven't seen him train a set anywhere close to failure. Would I want his physique? Not really. There's other physiques on here I'd rather have. Um, just okay. His legs are super small. Not super small, but they're just not developed, I guess. And that's something I would never want on my physique. Alex Eubank. This picture. In this picture, he's natty. His legs are kind of small. His abs genetics are not the best. They kind of insert really high. I'd put him above Tommy, though, for sure. I love his content. His personality is fine. He goes back on his word way too much. Not a fake Christian, though. I think he's good at heart. The physique's impressive. You know, he's kind of got the aesthetic thing that I go for. Yeah. Okay, Lex Little. Okay. Probably dream physique, because I really don't know if he's natty or not. If I had to guess, I don't think he is. But his physique, like how much I like his physique, his personality, him as a person, and just kind of how he influenced me, because, you know, these are all pretty well just fitness influencers. He was kind of the first one that really got me into the gym and started like consistently lifting when I was like 14. So, and his physique's obviously insane. He's super strong. Do I think he's natural? No. Do I think he's a lifetime natty? Definitely not. But I do love the physique and the way his insertions are. He kind of started that overhead pose, you know? So, I mess with Lex. Clark Kent, his physique's kind of weird, but it's impressive. He's got super well-developed muscle bellies. He's got super big arms. His arms are huge. But his chest and his back are just okay. I think it's because of the way he trains and like the frequency and all that. But his personality, his fitness, his content I love. Like, he's super funny. But the physique is how he's... Obviously, there are people on here who are way more developed than me and way more developed than each other. I'm just rating how desirably I'd want their physique, if that makes sense. So, like, Leo Blair, this next one, he's going up in elite. And he's like probably the smallest guy on here. He's like 170 pounds. Like, he's probably at Athlete X's level, but it's just aesthetic. It looks natural and it looks aesthetic. Like, that's just something that's going to drive me to want your physique. Like, I admire your physique, you know? Like, somebody like Shizzy or who else? Sam. It kind of hurts them a little bit because they just don't really look too aesthetic. You know, they're just more of that bodybuilding look. And, you know, obviously when you take enhanced supplements, exogenous hormones, you're going to drive more away from that aesthetic, more to that, you know. Okay, so now that I've got all these people in here, let me re-rank. Michael is definitely not up this high compared to these guys, because he's, you know. Okay, so I'm sorry, Michael, bro, but you're playing it risky. Okay, Simone, whatever. I mean, it's impressive. There's no character. He's lying to the whole community. Do I want that physique? No, that's way too big. I'd rather just not. I'm natural, so saying way too big does not even feel right. But it's just, would I want that physique? Not really. You know. Jeff Side. Impressive, but he's fallen off. So yeah, as you can see, I put nobody in mid. Didn't even put myself in mid because, you know, I have that natty card and that gives me some extra points. So this is kind of my tier list on like fitness influencers, how much I would desire their physique. You know, Will Tennyson, Jesse James West, like these guys, Madness Fitness, you know, these are obviously smaller guys, but, you know, there's a fine line. There's a fine line between mass and aesthetics. And that fine line, like that Lex Little has, Casey Kelly has, Leo Blair, Anthony Mantello, Shizzy and Jizzy, you know, they're a little bit more on that bodybuilder look. Way too big of arms. And then there's another factor that we're going into is how developed I think their muscle bellies are for how much gear I think they're taking. You know, like Tommy, the reason he ranked so high on this list, and Max and Alex, this picture is obviously natty Alex, I don't really think they're taking anything, and their physiques are super aesthetic and they've got a decent amount of mass on their frame. That's why Gabe is so high too. Now David Lade isn't high because I actually personally just don't admire his physique. Like, I don't, you know. So that's my list. I have to put Lex at the top. to be honest. It's just he's redlining. He found the line, between a natural look and a natural aesthetic look with a good amount of mass, and then too much, not too much, but So yeah, that's really it. I hope you can understand. Obviously, this is my opinion. There's definitely some fitness influencers I forgot. I just picked like the 30 off the top of my head, and that's it. So you guys can kind of see my view and my take of these people who go to the gym and how much they, how much I would personally want to achieve their physique. Michael, I definitely need to rank lower, though. I don't really know if I want to. Yeah. And again, this tier list is not by just mass and just how muscularly developed I think they are. It's how muscularly developed I think they are related to how much gear they're taking, or if I think they're taking any gear at all, and how many years they've been lifting, and if they're honest. That's why what's his name, Tommy's so high too, because I think he's actually natural. So, and then Will Tennyson, Jesse James West, and these guys, most of them are more likely natural, but their physiques are good. They're nice. But would I want their physique? And then people like Shizzy and Jizzy, they're super developed no matter how much gear they're taking. They're huge. But would I want their physique? You gotta remember, I'm 5'10", so people like Alex Eubank I'm gonna rank higher than Simone Panda, because he's like 6'2", and the Shizzy and Jizzy are also 6'2", but I also don't think Shizzy and Jizzy are running as much as Simone Panda has been for the past years. But I don't know. I don't know these things, Simone Panda is just, he's honestly just too big. like just look at this picture, man. I would not look like that if I was developed. I just wouldn't. So that's my take on it. It's not 100% correct. I feel like I could sit here and model it up more, but I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Comment below who your favorite fitness influencer is and what you think I should change. I'm out.